Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Let me show you around my UK tropical style garden in August, including flowering bananas, ripe figs and desert bed in bloom. Anyway, let's get straight into it.
Great northern exotic, botanist vibes hypnotic. Cacti in the crib, got the desert symbolic. Tropical greens.
It's been a glorious summer so far. Very hot, regularly in the 30 degrees Celsius range plus. Not much rainfall, but things are doing well. I'm just going to give you a quick update on the garden, how things are going. Some things have been very successful this year, other things not so much because of the lack of rain. And we'll obviously start, as we always do in these videos, in what I call the sunny border. And the big headline for me this year is that my banana plant is flowering. I can zoom in there. We'll see, so this is Musa Basjoo, the hardy banana, and you can see the fruit on there. It's covered in wasps. I don't know if anyone else has had a flowering banana plant before. The wasps love it. But there's fruit on there, and of course for those in the know, you'll know that it doesn't fully grow into edible fruit, but it's more of a I guess just it looks cool anyway. But these banana plants were put in 5 years ago. So it's taken 5 years, including protecting them in winter, to produce the first flower. They are looking a little bit tatty because we've had a few pretty high winds recently. So they have shredded a lot, but they're surviving. But what's looking good now, actually, after 5 years, is that the two main pseudo stems are obviously quite tall. There's another pseudo stem that's actually a pup, and then these secondary ones lower down, and it fills it out a little bit, because last year I had some nice foliage up top and it was quite bare down there. So now the secondary pups are coming through. Got kind of a tiered system going, which I think looks really good. This Canna as well, that I got from Yorkshire Chris, has flowered for the first time. So there's this was the first flower stalk. You can see some huge seed pods being produced there now. And then there's another flower on its way. It sort of looked like a bird of paradise. I don't know what species it is. It was just sent to me by Yorkshire Chris, labelled as a Canna. And there's another one growing there. It's offshooting down there from the rhizome. Now I'll leave these in the ground through winter, don't mulch them, and that's what they produce. And then this passion flower, of course, is sort of holding it up in the winds. My giant scabious plants are done now. I've left the seed heads on a few of them to collect some seeds for later, but I've cut back everything. You can see the foliage is still looking good down there, but they kind of flower early in the summer. You'll probably spot a few passion flowers down there. That grows all along there as well. That had a lot of passion. That's had maybe 100 passion flowers on there. You can see the remnants of the flowers if you look closely. But it will continue flowering that all the way through to autumn. One interesting thing I think for me this year has been how small the Euphorbia shillingi has got. So usually it's another half its height as well. And I purposefully don't water it because I thought it got a little bit leggy previously. So by not watering it, I think it's more compact and it looks better, and you can better see the bananas behind it. We've got the lamb's-ear down there that's flowered very well. Bees love that one. And then I've got my Sonchus parmensis there. This is the only one of 3 I think I had. I gave one to Jack at Yorkgate. One of them died, and this one is the only one left, and it's doing all right in a pot. The Persicaria, I did the Chelsea chop on this, and it's a lot more compact. And of course the Rudbeckias are going wild. I grew these from seeds a few years ago, and I've just spread them through the garden. They are a common theme in the garden. Yellow goes with the Achillea and the Euphorbia, and of course then I've got the orange California poppies that I'll talk about later in the Arid Bed. And then I've got this Solanum, I forgot what it is, Solanum pyracanthum, that's it. that is flowering really nice in a sunny spot. It's done this actually. Some people say the Solanum pyracanthum is an annual, but I've had this one 3 years. Obviously, it dies back to a stick in winter. Keep it in the greenhouse, but it has flowered very well in this sunny spot, and it has got a few fruit on there. I don't know if you can see there. So I will try and get some seeds off that and grow it from seed, grow a few more over next spring. That is the sunny border. Now if we take a look from the decking over here, this is a bit of a work in progress area. The Paulonia did come back, but of course it's shaded. It gets the evening sun, but it is shaded, so it's not growing as well as it could do. And I think maybe cutting back this bamboo would be beneficial. Perhaps same with the banana. This is what I put in last year as a pup from the main one, and that will probably do well in a bit more direct sun. And then this is my Trachycarpus gigantea that I put in the ground. It's not doing a lot above ground, but it is surviving. It's putting out new growth, so it's a good sign. I can see new growth coming, and I guess that's just biding my time until it's a huge towering giant of a bamboo. We'll move around to the middle beds now. You can see there, that's the Miscanthus giganteus, the giant grass, which is absolutely huge. No flowers on it, but it is absolutely huge, freestanding. I did have it tied up at one point, but it is solidly standing now. I'd probably guess that's about 10 or 12 foot high. And then we've got the Fatsia kind of doing well under the shade of the Trachy. Trachy is absolutely steaming ahead now. So I put this in about 4 years ago, and it took a while to get established, putting down its roots, but since then it's absolutely shooting up. I can see like 2 foot at least of growth since then. So the trunk was, when I put it in 4 years ago, here I haven't got any of the branches off, and it's doing really well, as is the Tetrapanax. There's 2 stalks down there. This is the bigger of the 2, putting on a lot of growth. You can see the woody bit where it started grow from this year, and it has put on a decent amount, probably a foot of growth on that one. And then the Achillea got a little bit, it gets a little bit leggy, this one, so I've had to tie that one up. But we'll move around. Loads of Rudbeckia, Echinacea kind of came and went for me, didn't do too good, I don't know why. But I'll keep the seed heads for next year. Then of course we'll move around to the fig tree, which is doing really well. I've got a lot of figs off this. I've already taken about 10 off, and there's a lot more coming, just ripening off now. You can see as they're turning a little bit purple. This one's kind of smaller, but it is done, and it is putting on a lot of growth vertical now. I don't know whether to I will be cutting it back. I don't know whether to maybe train it into a tree shape. It's kind of got 2 main growing points down there, but it has put a lot of vertical growth, and you can see from the woody bit here, it's put on all of this year, so it is going motoring away this year. So I'll be interested in hearing people's comments about that, because I've got another fig tree over there, which isn't in a sunnier border. Doesn't get sun for as much of the day, but it hasn't produced any fruit yet. So I suppose a sunny position is ideal for figs. That's the Niphophia red-hot pokers. They flower in June and they're done. You can see the desert, the jungle stream under there. I've not turned it on at the minute, but moving round to the rest of the sunny border, we've got the middle border, sorry. There's my other Trachy. Lots of verbena going wild. I had 1 plant, I think, originally put in, and everything else is just cell-seeded, so you can see it does pretty well. There's my Camerops humilis, and another euphorbia there, doing pretty well. border because it kind of gets shaded out in the early afternoon onwards. And in the barrel back there, I've got my towering Miscanthus lutipariarius or something like that. You'll know the one I mean, but that is probably this year, taking into account the height of the barrel, not much taller than the Miscanthus giganteus, but it did grow quicker and then it sort of stopped. I've only got 3 stalks because I tried to root a few cuttings and it didn't work very well, but it's definitely the ones that have come have definitely done really well, and you can see the nice pink stalk on there. If I zoom in, I suppose it's more attractive than the giganteus. The barrel pond is still down there. I know there's newts and everything in there. I kind of leave it to be now. I don't really touch that. But as we move round, you'll see the Gunnera. Gunnera is kind of browned off. I had to build this sort of bit of a contraption to keep it off the path, and again it takes a lot of watering, but even with plenty of water in it has browned off quite a bit. I'll try to keep up with that. There's a Euphorbia mellifera, another trachy there, and then you can see how tall the Fatsia has got in the shade of the eucalyptus. It kind of goes a nice deep green. I do kind of I think I need to rethink this border. There's a cardoons up there, but I'm going to cut back a lot of the bamboo from this border. I like this bit though. You see the mind your own business, baby tears. I'm trying to encourage this onto the rockery where the stream starts, but it's hard to do at the minute because it's so dry. So I think I'm trying to propagate it in the greenhouse, and I'll be planting it between the cracks in the rocks there, because when I turn the stream on, it comes out and travels down there, so it'd be nice to have look a little bit lush down there. So I haven't spent any money on the garden this year, no plants or anything like that, but the main reason is I've got a few projects that are ongoing. I want to replace this greenhouse, which is 4 by 6 feet, with an 8 by 8, which should just fit in this space, on a nice concrete base. I still need to finish the path, and I also want to put a full roof on that pergola there. So yeah, planting is on hold a little bit, but things are maturing anyway and filling up. And you can see in the greenhouse things are growing nicely. For anyone who's wondered how I water my habitat style stagings, little trail water, just leave it overnight, let it soak up, and yeah, capillary action looks to soak all that water up in there. I've got a begonia luxurians growing, look. But I think I'll probably do a video on this separately. I'm kind of building more staging down there. I've built another shelf, not finished it yet, but I do feel like I will have to cut down a few of the branches of the eucalyptus trees, because it is, even though it does need shade, I kind of want to open up this area a little bit to get it a bit more sunny. But yeah, that's the greenhouse collection. And then we're down looking at the arid bed, so you can see the continuation of the colour scheme with the flowers. But I threw in some California poppies in this at the beginning of summer, not thinking they'd do too much, but you can see how much they've spread. And what's interesting for me thinking about poppies is that I didn't realise they are monster plants. I mean, look at the size of that. It's absolutely solid in there, almost like a rhizome. From one plant it's producing so many flowers, but it does fill the bed nicely, gives a bit of a splash of colour in summer. Nothing else is flowering at the minute, but it's filling out nicely. And again, this will have a shade, this will have a full cover on in winter. The two agaves are doing really well. Yeah, so that's it from me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.